with that priority. But this practice of fixed-hour prayer is one that actually long predates the early church. 3,000 years ago, King David practiced set times of prayer 7 times a day, Psalm 119, 164. The prophet Daniel prayed 3 times a day, Daniel 6:10. Devout Jews in Jesus' time prayed at morning, afternoon, and evening. Such set times of prayer were one of the Israelites' great spiritual and cultural treasures, a practical way to keep their lives centered on loving God at all times. Even after the resurrection, Jesus' disciples continued to pray at certain hours of the day. It was about AD 525 when a monk named Benedict created a formal structure for these prayer times that he anchored in 8 daily offices, including one for monks in the middle of the night. Prayer was the framework for the day, and everything else in their lives was ordered around it. Benedict wrote, "On hearing the signal for an hour of the divine office, the monk will immediately set aside what he has in hand and go with utmost speed. Indeed, nothing is to be preferred to the work of God, that is, the daily office." All of these people, from the ancient Israelites to first-century disciples and early church leaders like Benedict, realized that stopping to be with God by means of the daily office was the key to creating a continual and easy familiarity with God's presence. And having practiced the daily office for over 14 years, I can affirm it has done that for me. Routinely setting aside small units of time for morning, midday, and evening prayer infuses the activities of my day with a deep awareness of the sacred, of God. In those moments, I remember that all time is God's time. There is no division between the sacred and the secular. How to use this book. Emotionally Healthy Spirituality, Day by Day, provides a flexible structure for your time with God. My hope is that you will adapt it to the unique needs and demands of this season in your life. God has built each of us differently. What works for one person will not necessarily work for another, and what worked for you at one time in the past may no longer work for you now. Allow grace, not legalism, to be the foundation for your practice. The book includes material to guide you through a 40-day journey of praying the daily office. I've collected the days into 8 weekly themes, with each theme based on a chapter from the Emotionally Healthy Spirituality book and the Emotionally Healthy Spirituality course, which includes a DVD and workbook, and provide a means to stay deeply connected to Jesus, who reminds us, apart from me, you can do nothing. There are 2 offices per day, one for morning or midday, and the other for midday or evening. You may, for example, do one in the morning and the other at midday, or one at midday and the other in the evening before you go to bed. You choose the length of time for your offices. The key, however, is to keep your focus on attending to God, not the number of minutes you spend with God. Pausing to be with God might last anywhere from 2 to 20 to 45 minutes. My wife Jerry and I choose to have longer times with God in the mornings and then shorter ones at midday and in the evenings. It's up to you. Each office contains 5 elements: silence and stillness, scripture, a devotional reading, a question to consider, and prayer. First, silence and stillness. This is the foundation of a daily office. We stop our activity and turn our attention to the living God. We heed the words of the psalmist to be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him, Psalm 37:7. To be still and know that I am God, Psalm 46:10. We choose to enter into awareness of God's presence and to rest there in his love. That choice alone is no small feat. There are occasions when I pause for my midday prayer and find that I spend the entire time, be it 5 or 20 minutes, centering my thoughts so I can let go of tensions and distractions and begin resting in the love of God. Each office begins and ends with 2 minutes of silence and stillness. However, in this audiobook, we're going to make it 30 seconds. Many religions have some practice of silence, so there is nothing particularly Christian about the silence itself. What makes silence unique for us as followers of Christ is that we are still and silent in the context of our relationship with the living God. In a posture of attentiveness and surrender, we allow him and his will access to the innermost parts of our lives. This is the very core of what it means to be in loving union with him. This may be difficult for you, especially at first. Our internal and external worlds are filled with noise and distractions.